And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it looks like we are live. Welcome to another episode of the Mining Market Signal. My name is Seth, and you are in the right place for fun and games. And also a bit of market talk. Let's jump straight into the Fear and Greed Index. Also, if you have anything you'd like to say, go ahead and put it in the chat that you see should be appearing just below. Aw. Looks like my chat widget has been severely disabled. Yes, it has been jammed up somehow, but I may be able to get that back up and running. At any rate, I will still respond to your live chats. This is a live show, and here's proof. John Germain says, all right, here we go. Sam, as always, throws up the peace sign. I didn't need to be able to read the chat to know that, but it's good to see Sam here. Sam says, Sam. And Sim Goblin Loser is throwing up some emojis, little devil face, heart, and the horns for our beloved Savage Mind. Guys, you can always throw them up. You can always put the Savage Mind hashtag in the chat. That's always welcome. And any kind of help in getting awareness to Savage Mind's channel, you know, it helps. Every little bit helps. William Day's in the chat saying, good evening. Next Era Gamer is here asking about a gas tracker bot for Discord. So, as always, be the change you wish to see. If somebody has a question, try to answer it, you know, patiently and carefully, thoughtfully, the way you'd want to have somebody answer your questions. If you have a question, go ahead and just ask it. This is a community, and the live chat is half the fun. So go ahead and, you know, blow up the chat like y'all do. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, Fear and Greed Index currently at a score of 76. Guys, this is unbelievable. Last week we had a score of 20. We're at a score of 76 right now. We went literally from extreme fear to extreme greed in 1 week. I don't know. I'm not going to call it shenanigans, but it makes me a little bit worried. Greg Moravik is in the house saying battery's going to die, but he loved you face. Hey, thanks, man. Good to see you in the chat, Greg. Hope things are going well. Greg's got a fun project that he's working on, a mining project that he's working on that is a lot of fun, and we've been chatting about that recently, and I can't wait to see how that turns out, but maybe we can report on it here later on. At any rate, yeah, guys, that's a very, very heavy swing, right? In 1 week, 56 points up. That has me a little bit concerned, right? Yeah, little bit concerned. All right, let me see if I can, again, maybe I can make this the live chat work real time. There we go. All right, take that from there. Look for my chat widget there. See if I can get this running, guys, because this is pretty important to me. I like seeing the live comments. It's a lot of fun, right? Like, it really is just a lot of fun to be able to see everybody's chats come in. I think maybe the issue there is that I'm trying to authenticate through Studio. So let me go ahead and looks like it might be loading. Maybe. Fingers crossed. Drum roll. What do we got? And nothing still. I don't know why that's disconnected. At any rate, I apologize, guys. We'll try to get that running as we go. Appreciate you guys sharing the link as we go live. Appreciate you, again, asking and answering good questions. If you haven't already seen the live stream that not that we did, but that Chump Change and Pocket Change did recently, only barely finished up. It was so much fun. I was over there just trolling and having a good time because they were doing a fresh hardware install. There's nothing quite like live streamed hardware installation. You know what I mean? Installing a CPU, installing a GPU, fixing fans, or whatever it is you're going to do, right? That's a lot of fun. So you guys kind of convinced me with that live stream. I think we do need to continue with this. I've got those two adapters, HDMI adapters, in place here for micro HDMI. So maybe we do go through a couple of live builds with this guy. Tonight's not the night, not going to work out, but maybe we do that soon. At any rate, let's see how that chat's doing. Nope, chat's still broken. Sorry about that, guys. See if I can get that fixed later on. I just barely got that thing working in the first place. But Fear and Greed Index, this seems like it's a bit too much. In my mind, it's too much too fast. Because look at this trend, right? We were kind of moving in and out of extreme fear and sort of like just fear, and then it just popped right up into ambiguity, and then the price of Bitcoin went up, and everybody's decided like, oh, this is definitely it. This is definitely the start of bull run. We are definitely going to $100,000 Bitcoin, you know, or more. We're going to go to, you know, people are saying $400,000 Bitcoin. People are saying $40,000 Ethereum this run. And my first thought is, okay, let's slow down there, Turbo. I think is a little bit too optimistic. And if we don't kind of figure out what our strategy is here, a lot of people are going to get wrecked individually, right? Not necessarily the entire market, but if we run too fast into this bull run, gosh darn it, then I think we do get something that looks a lot more like a classical blow off top at the end of the Bitcoin bull run. We've seen it in 2017. We've seen it before that point. So zooming way out and seeing like the fractal patterns that create a Bitcoin bull run or a crypto bull run, I think if we run too fast into this market, then that's what we're going to see. That said, you know, any number of things can change. It could just be that the dollar value of Bitcoin keeps on going up parabolic in a parabolic fashion because the value of a dollar starts going down, right? Like that works on both sides. So never say never. I won't say it's an all bad thing. But anyway, this just kind of had me worried when the sentiment shifts so fast when it goes parabolic. And a bunch of stuff happened this week that most people didn't expect. One of them was was Shiba Inu coin going parabolic. A lot of people just didn't see that coming. I'm going to pull this up live. I don't normally do this before we go through other stuff, guys, but I did report on it today on around the blockchain over on the BitBoy crypto channel. What the heck? How is... Oh, yeah, it's because the ticker symbol is just SHIB. There we go. Oh my gosh, it was in number 17 when I was live on Around the Blockchain earlier today. It is now at number 12. Did it really go that much higher up? It's almost a top 10 coin at the time of recording right now. But at any rate, it went parabolic, right? See, 53% up in one day, right? 24-hour rise up. But take a look at this. After 53% up, it's still a sub-Satoshi coin. It's not even worth one Satoshi. And we're saying things like, oh, you don't understand. Like, people are going to retire off SHIB. You don't understand. It's still got another 10x to go, Seth. You don't understand. 100x more? Like, when SHIB is all $1, my grandchildren will never have to work again. And I'm looking at this and just thinking, 100x more. So, 0.2 of a penny. That would be 100x from now. And you're saying you think you see this thing going to $1? So 100x more. What is that market cap anyway? Oh, currently $14 billion. It's up $2 billion since I went live on BitBoy's channel. But $14 billion. So 10x that. $140 billion. That would put it here. 100x that. So over $1 trillion for Shiba Inu alone. Guys, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that's probably not going to happen. I just don't see it. Just don't see it. I know I needed to run the disclaimer now because now I'm engaged in crazy talk. But Shiba Inu is probably not going to be $1 trillion coin, at least not anytime soon, unless the value of a dollar falls off a cliff so hard that every other cryptocurrency is like $1 trillion coin, right? If the US dollar turns into like the Zimbabwe dollar, where you can have like a printed note that's $1 trillion, then yeah, maybe. Never say never. Again, could totally happen. But taking a look again at that Bitcoin Satoshi value, guys, that's why you always see me talking about the hard currency that is Bitcoin. It's a very important thing to know. What is the Satoshi value of your cryptocurrency? Because the dollar value, we're going to stop caring about less and less. This might be that point at which we're like, okay, you know what? That dollar amount doesn't really matter so much to me because it's kind of funny money anyway. It's kind of made up in a way, right? Right? Yeah, right. So, yeah, they're just hilarious. Also, guys, here's some more fun with browsers. We did this, we did that on the last live stream. We went to Chrome, //flags, and we turned on eternal night mode, right? That's what we did. We did eternal night mode or eternal reader mode. And that was fun, right? So here's another hack you can do when you're live streaming on BitBoy's channel and you want to mess with your host. Just go to your right click here, inspect, and you guys are going to be able to see this exactly as it is, exactly as I see it. And here is the front end for everything on this page, right? So go right here to my selector, select an element, go over here to the price. Now, there that price is. click on the three-dot menu, edit as HTML, and now, now, this is the fastest way to make Shiba $1. Oh, did I do it? I didn't do it. Okay, I've got to close this out. There we go. Shiba is now $1. You're welcome. We got there, guys. We did it, fam. We made Shiba Inu $1. Woo! We're rich. Oh, I thought it would never happen. They said it couldn't be done. But, you know, being as brave, stunning, and bold as we are, we did it. We did it, fam. All right. So, anyway, it's just hilarious, right? Like, these are the things that, by the way, that scammers have done at previous times. I got some people dropping off the live stream right now. They're like, this guy is a spaz. What is wrong with this person? Did he take his meds today? The answer is yes, but I didn't take my food today, so I'm a little bit tired. But yeah, there are unfortunately in years past, right, and in bull runs past, there have been some unscrupulous people who've done exactly that trick that I just showed you, and they've altered all kinds of stuff from coin price to portfolio holdings, their Coinbase account, saying like, look, I took a screenshot of how much Bitcoin I have in my portfolio, so you know I'm an OG. I've got like 17,000 Bitcoin. In fact, I had 1 million at one time, but it's all gone now. Sorry. But here's my Coinbase account. It's locked up. They locked it down, so I can't access my coins anymore. So anyway, just saying, there's a scam minute. Don't get suckered in. Just know people can do all sorts of stuff. And I did that like live, right? I could edit all kinds of stuff on that webpage before we go live right now. And most people wouldn't know. I think that's part of the reason that the Crypto Fear and Greed Index that they publish, sure, they've got the chart and everything, but they publish this as an image, right? They formulate all the data, and then when this updates, this publishes as an image on their site. So it can't be as easily manipulated in the same way if you refresh the page. It's just, for kicks. Chump Change is in the house. What? He's got the triple fire emoji. Speaking of triple fire, Chump Change, that was a great live stream, man. Seriously. I said it before, but if your ears were burning, I'll say it again, man. Seriously, Build With Me videos they're the lifeblood of this platform. They really, really are. Seeing people go step by step and see what's what, figure out what's working, figure out what they got to change, adjust, adapt, overcome. You did great. You and Pocket both. Just saying that, man. Just saying. Like, props. I would love to see more of that from you guys. Make a great duo on camera too. Like with her hands, like, okay, I'm gonna hold this thing, and you guys are putting the initial like heat sink right on top of the CPU. It was pretty cool, man. It was endearing too, right? Seeing couples work together. Anyway, I won't get all sappy. I know, right? Too late. So anyway, guys, Fear and Greed Index 76. If that's not enough to alert you, then I don't know what is. But I think it just happened so fast, guys. It took me by surprise. So I'll call this the shock and awe index. Yes, I'm in shock, right? When that number goes up that fast, I'm in shock and awe for sure. Guys, we got a comment coming in. Thank goodness somebody to save me from myself in my runaway comments here. My one-on-one commentary. Bubba says, been looking to get into mining and have been doing a lot of research lately. Do you have any intro mining videos? Didn't see any when I scanned the playlist section. Thanks for your help, brother. Hey, I appreciate you asking. And when you check the playlists, I do have a playlist that was, at the time, was the official HiveOS playlist for getting started. So it'll show you how to set up HiveOS on a USB drive, and then how to set up your flight sheets and wallets and everything, and even how to do remote access using OpenVPN if you needed to access your rig securely. So that is in a playlist over on the channel page. But outside of that, I don't do as many Build With Me videos, where I think we're going to start moving in this direction more the hobbyist stuff, instead of me just dealing with rigs, because I'm not accumulating new rigs right now. That's not the mode that I'm in. Other channels are doing that, and they're doing a phenomenal job, and bless them, because they're doing great, right? The Red Panda Minings and the Son of a Tex and all the other channels that are actively growing their mines with like dozens of GPUs. That's awesome, and I sincerely wish them the best of luck. I'm not doing that right now. I'm working on other stuff and I'm focusing on other things. And it's like, for me, it's kind of just as much as I can spare as far as attention to do smaller hobby projects like this, maybe a workstation rebuild or whatever else. And then like Linux installs and things. So chump change. Yeah, we're also broke. Yeah, tell me you're broke without saying you're broke. I'm not in a growth phase right now. I'm looking more at investing, chump change. Don't make it weird, you know. Hello, fellow millionaires. I'll put away the monocle. Get back to the reporting. All right, so guys, the fear ingredient next, though, I do worry about things kind of swinging a little bit too fast. That's just legit. You know, I use these as counter indicators. So when people are greedy, I start to feel a little bit concerned, right? Maybe even fearful. And then when people are feeling fearful, I start to feel like, hey, this is good. In fact, for me, this is not advice, guys, but for me, as I saw that Bitcoin's price was running up, I actually turned off my auto DCA on Bitcoin. Why would I do that? Well, because for me, I don't want to dollar cost average into an asset where I've just gotten 100% like 100% growth for free, right? If I bought something at 50% of its cost right now and it's grown that much, for me, I'm not interested in dollar cost averaging there. I want to start focusing on my targets, making smarter decisions there, and then reserving my cash for very specific targeted purchases. Now, I was doing a DCA on Bitcoin on a regular interval, but I turned it off now. And I feel like that was a smart move. I earned as much from DCAing into Bitcoin as some people do trying to chase mining profits and still not breaking even on all the new hardware purchases. Not calling, like, not going to name names, not calling anybody, anything, right? Like, we've all got different strategies. You got to figure out what works for you. But for me, the dollar cost averaging with Bitcoin there was helpful. It kept my head in the game. Like, all right, like it got me thinking about like what is the price of Bitcoin? Should I be acquiring it at this price? Should I just automatically, mindlessly put my dollars into Bitcoin? And that was as much as I could think about it because I don't actively trade every day. But then the rest was like, okay, investment decisions. People saying things like, "Oh, you no, you don't understand. Shiba Inu is going to $1," which, again, fam, we did it. Said and could be done, but we did it. So, real talk though, like obviously it's not $1, right? And people who presume that the moon math is going to work out with every one of these coins, that's a tough bet, right? It's tough to know what's going to pop off. And we'll take a look at our portfolios, but I felt like this was important to just mention, right? Like biggest winners and losers, especially over the last 24 hours, right? Like you can't, generally speaking, you can't predict that in the next 24 hours you're going to have like Shiba Inu or Arweave, right? Actually, a project with pretty good fundamentals, Arweave. Um, but then Bitcoin Gold, something that does not have good fundamentals at all, right? Like you can't predict that Shiba Inu and that Bitcoin Gold are going to pop off the way they did. Phantom, right? Good fundamentals. Stellar, you saw it in the image, right? And in the title of, or in the thumbnail, right? And then in the description of this video. Stellar and some other stuff like just kind of coming up in a way that we didn't expect. But you can't really predict that sort of thing. It just kind of happens when it happens, right? Ooh, sorry about that. Got some feedback in my own live stream there. Didn't mean to loop that back in. But I did realize that I am missing a link, which I need to get to. So I'm going to pull that up, guys. Go ahead and keep on throwing your comments into the comment section. I'm unable to get them running on screen, and I'm sorry. That's so frustrating because I was having so much fun having comments on screen when we started to do that. And I think that's worth doing again, just as soon as we can. But let me know what kind of questions you have. I also appreciate that question about beginner mining material. In my mind, the only kind of material that's worth publishing is beginner level material. You get to the mid level of something, and really you're kind of teaching yourself on some level. And then you get to an advanced level in learning certain things, and it's kind of rare, the person you can actually learn from. And if you're just hanging out on YouTube to learn new things at that level, you're probably not going to find the sort of like, advanced technique that you really need to learn. So Yeah, the beginner stuff is where it's at, man. Eternal beginner. I love that. I love that idea, right? 1%, man. A little bit every day. Um, jump change. You came in late. Yeah, I edited the front end HTML. So yeah, that's great. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. You got jump change. All right, so yeah, that was worth it, right? To fool one person. We'll do something else like that moving towards Halloween, though. You've been warned. So, taking a look at some of our news, what creates that sentiment? First off, we've got a bit of this issue with Ripple versus the SEC. And I think this is kind of a problem, right? People talk about how, like, oh, I hope that the SEC gives it to Ripple. And my thought is, we don't want this. We really, really don't want this, because all it does is embolden regulators like the SEC and three-letter agencies like the SEC and the IRS to go after more crypto projects. You can have whatever opinion you want about Ripple and about XRP, the token. And for my part, I'm not really on board with them. I don't hold any. I don't plan to hold any. I have not to date held any, because I've been like, yeah, no, I'll pass. I'll go with like mineable stuff. I'll go with stuff that has, the properties of hard currency, of, really, really sound money like Bitcoin, and then, programmable money like Ethereum. It's not that I want Ethereum to be Bitcoin or vice versa. I want them to do their own things, and I want to hold both of them for my own reasons. But XRP, Ripple, really? I'm not on board. I don't, however, want the SEC to like go and publicly draw and quarter the Ripple, right? Like Ripple Labs. That's bad, because then they're going to say like, oh, cool, we got away with that. Now we're going to go like on this little witch hunt, and we're going to line up all these other crypto projects in the gallows, right? And they'll watch each other hang. No, no, this is really bad. I don't like this at all. But they talk about how right now things are progressing anyway. Yeah. So Ripple says they're not considering settlement, and I think that they're right not to consider settlement, because it is concession, right? Where it's like, okay, it's not outright saying that you're guilty of anything. It's not outright saying that you did anything wrong even, but it is like it's playing the game, which I think is just a joke. Like, no, don't play the game. If consumers don't want to use Ripple, like people like me and you don't want to use Ripple, fine. That's a different thing. But having the SEC shut them down for something that is really not very different from the way that other crypto companies have raised funds in the past, crypto companies that we agree with, right, and crypto projects that we agree with and that we want to support. If they don't operate all that differently from other crypto projects, then the last thing I want to see is for the SEC to get away with it, right? And for Ripple Labs to cave and say like, okay, yeah, to get them off our backs, we'll just pay them off. Because then the IRS comes next year and says, oh, well, now we're going to audit you because we think your books aren't right. And then the IRS comes back the year after that, or maybe not the year after that. Maybe they wait until the next parabolic bull run and they know that Ripple Labs is flush with cash, right? Or that their Bitcoin is worth more if they hold Bitcoin on the books. And then they come back and just say like, oh, well, it's us, the IRS again. And, we need it's fundraising season. You guys seem to be doing pretty well. What kind of ads you've been running? Well, since you have a public ledger, we can kind of figure out how many people hold your token and roughly what your total value locked is and, what your market cap is. So tell you what, why don't you settle with us too? Right? Wouldn't that be like living hell to have the IRS just come back and pick on you every 4 years when there's a halving cycle? And I'm worried about that being the precedent if Ripple Labs gives in. I do, guys. That's my issue with all this, is that some of these agencies are kind of bullies. So, all right, that's the news from Ripple Labs. It's still in the news because they haven't backed down, and there's not all that much that's progressed since then. Here's the other thing: MoneyGram is apparently considering Stellar and USDC. So this is a big deal, and I talked about the previous big announcement with Verifone adding support for BitPay in their point of sale systems. We might not like this kind of mass adoption, but this is what mass adoption looks like. And again, like this is me pointing at them, right, 3 fingers back at myself, like, is that mass adoption? I don't like it. Like it's true. I really don't like it. But because yeah, this is not sovereign crypto necessarily. This is not decentralization necessarily, and we don't actually need MoneyGram to do this for us to be able to send cross-border payments or use cryptocurrencies in a sovereign way. If you tell me your wallet address, I can send you some USDC. I can send it on whatever network supports it, right? I can send USDC on Ethereum, or now USDC and USDT are on Tron, I guess. This is becoming a common thing. I've had people ask me if I'll accept Tether on Tron, which is funny. And my shopping cart, like my payment gateway, gave me the option to start accepting Tether on Tron, which was a shock. But a bunch of networks where you can send Tether and you can send USDC. So, like, do I really need MoneyGram to do it? This is a question of people just being ignorant to the fact that crypto allows them to do this for themselves, I think. But go ahead and refresh my dashboard here, guys. And I'll thank you in advance for hitting that thumbs up, right? Smashing that like, being subscribed if you're not already subscribed, and sharing the link, guys. It's so awesome when we have more people to chat with. The more the merrier. It's just fun. It's fun times. But yeah, I worry about the precedent here as well. Do we really need MoneyGram to step in and enable USDC payments? Well, no, we can just send them to each other. But here they are, and this is what mass adoption looks like for people who don't know how to use crypto, right? So their chairman and CEO said they're bullish on stable coins as a way to enable cross-border payment and settlement. They say, as crypto and digital currencies rise in prominence, we're especially optimistic about the potential of stable coins as a method to streamline cross-border payments. It's kind of redundant, said the same thing twice, but whatever. The point is, the point is, we can send Bitcoin cross borders instantaneously without permission. Even if the other person has a problem with like censorship in their country, they can use Tor and connect their full node to Tor or connect their wallet to Tor. A lot of them actually offer this by default. So the apps that we talked about that work on the Mind Your Biz phone, here's another great one. I'm going to go to my own personal little single coin apps in my drawer right here, and down in the single coin apps is, ta-da, Samurai Wallet. There's a little Samurai booting up. But that first line, you can't see what it says, but it says initializing Tor. Samurai Wallet doesn't even run unless it creates a connection, a route through Tor. So people can use several Bitcoin wallets today and do not need permission to send payments one to another. So yeah, this is a question of ignorance winning the day. But they were going to work with Ripple in the past. What? Pocket Change? That's too generous. It's very, very, very generous. Pocket Change sends a $50 super chat and says, "Thank you for sharing all of your knowledge every day and taking the time to do this." Well, thank you, Pocket Change. I appreciate that. And I was joking about your bangle being conductive. It probably wasn't, but I get nervous about that sort of thing. I do. It's so dumb. Where it's like, right, where it's like, okay, all right, I gotta roll the sleeves up and maybe an anti-static strap or something. Building systems. I have yet to brick a motherboard or anything by emitting static discharge from my fingers or anything, but I still get nervous about it. So thank you on both counts. All right, so guys, please do ask those questions, though. Love having questions come in, especially, again, beginner questions, guys. It's the only questions that matter. It's the only thing that matters is helping people get up to speed, right? Because of stuff like this, right? Like, because of stuff like this, we need more people, right? John Germain comments on the size of Pocket Change's wedding ring or engagement ring, and then the wedding band locking it in. There you go. Smart man, chump change. But yes, it was impressive for sure on the live stream. She functioned as a hand model without even knowing, secret hand model. So it was cool. But yeah, so they are apparently were working with Ripple before, and they ended that partnership as the SEC battle came up. Now, does MoneyGram need Ripple? Does MoneyGram need these other companies? Maybe they might. As far as their clientele, people that would use MoneyGram, they might need them. Do people need MoneyGram? Probably not, but we have a lot of work to do in educating, right? We got to lift up other people, let them know what's possible. And the knowledge is out there. It's just not always free, right? It costs time. And it's sometimes a question of who you know and what your cultural biases are, right? Your tribe, right? It just says like, oh yeah, don't do that. That's garbage. You don't want to do that. Case in point. Let's look at our friend Busta Rhymes. I say our friend Busta Rhymes. I really mean my friend Busta Rhymes. We go way back. You know, Just saying. I mean, if you know, you know. I kid. I do not know Busta Rhymes in person. Like, not really. These are jokes. So, guys, Busta Rhymes this morning was talking to, oh my gosh, Extinction Level Event. That was a great album, by the way, back in the day. So, yeah, when it came out, it was awesome because it came out before the year 2000. And if you were listening to it before the year 2000, it was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. These beats are so dope. And he's talking about the year 2000, like the world's going to end. It was sensational and fun. But yeah, Extinction Level Event 2. Good grief. Oh my gosh. All right, so he hits up Twitter. He goes, "What's good? Now that we're all here, what's up?" And and he speaks kind of from ignorance because he doesn't know yet. He says when the Facebook had its problem the other day, he says, "So would this be a good time for Facebook.com to become Facebook.eth? Technically speaking, from my basic understanding of blockchain, can't a social network like Facebook be built on blockchain?" Just posing a question to learn. And of course, Twitter just like tries to rip him apart. It's like, people, you're talking to somebody who's gone multi-platinum multiple times and is a multi-millionaire based on his hard work in a different field. He doesn't need crypto to live a really, really comfortable life for the rest of his life and for the rest of his kids' life. This guy's doing all right, and the fact that he's effing with you right now, like even asking you a question, maybe turn it down a little bit. Like try to answer the guy's question. Don't be so weird about it. But yeah, he got ripped a new one and educated. But then some people liked it too. They're like, oh, well, at least he's thinking about cryptocurrencies and blockchain. That's cool. But yeah, speaking of people that biases, all right. So he's all right. Time to hustle. Let's talk about NFTs. Let's get things going. And he's working this game. He's got friends too, right? His friends are very different from our friends, but they're talking about this stuff now. He's trying to get them to talk about this stuff now. It's a pretty big deal. So yeah, scrolling up though, he goes, "What's good?" again this morning, and then he asks the question, right? That a noob would ask because he's like, hey, you told me to stay away. You said this was a scam. You said that Shiba would help me lose all my money. Okay, now what do you have to say? I mean, can you blame him? Put yourself in the man's shoes, right? He had money to put into a project, and everybody said, don't put it into that project. And he was like, yeah, but it looks like it's kind of going up. It looks like maybe it could go up further. I mean, this is the sort of person that could have put $1 million into a coin and watched it turn into $1.5 million, right? With that shift today. Like, we don't have these problems, but guys like Busta Rhymes apparently do. It's just kind of funny. Anyway, it's all question of perspective, right? So try not to take it all too seriously, guys. It is, again, just crypto at the end of the day. You'll be happy to know I changed animations, right? See this? No more wobbly windows, no more Jello cam, but it's also a little slow as well. And I did just decide to get rid of some of the eye candy on my Garuda Linux install. It was just getting to be too much. Anyway, that's some of the news cycle there. And yeah, seeing Shiba Inu do as well as it did, pretty crazy. Ace Killa saying, at this rate, SHIB is going to be 0.001 by next year. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. 0.001. It would have to almost 100. Oh my gosh. So 10, 100x. It would have to do, yeah, what is that, a 50x to do that? And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's that much new money coming into crypto. It would basically have to bleed out capital from some of the major projects like Bitcoin, right, and Ethereum in order to get to that level. So just throwing it out there. So that's why I have my doubts there, guys. I really seriously do have my doubts. But here's a new tool. I wanted to take a look at something. We'll take a look at this in just a second, but there's a little sneak preview. And let's go over to TX Street, where we got the kids jumping onto the bus. Hello, kiddos. What's good today? Oh, is the price of gas all right? What do you say, my good man? Should we be in, oh my gosh, even this website is moving slow. That's how much the cost of gas is on Ethereum today. And you guys are seeing that too, right? It's not just me. I'm not going crazy. Okay. So current median gas price is 172 GWE. And that means just transferring Ethereum itself is almost 13 bucks. Yikes. And enabling a smart contract or enacting a smart contract is contract is almost $90. So sending tokens is significant. Guys, I was on an exchange today, had some USDT that needed to come off exchange, and this exchange has a policy of requiring people who send Ethereum-based tokens off exchange to pay their own gas. Because these days, that's the policy. And I was like, okay, well, what's the fee? I think it was like my gosh, 0.002 ETH. Yeah. The upshot was it was like $70. And I was thinking, good grief, $70. Hey, Sir John, guys, long time. Sir John, how are you and your brother? How's the game coming? I haven't checked in a minute. I'll have to run it. Thank you, I appreciate that. I might get your brother's game running on Anbox soon. Guys, Sir John is you see him in the comments here. OG, FPGA miner, guy who knows all kinds of IT and technology concepts extremely well, and quite the hustler, quite the Serbian hustler. I mean that in the most positive way I can say it, but guy who gets stuff done. So good to see you here, man. Thanks for stopping by. Long time, no chat. But yeah, guys. So sending some Ethereum-based tokens off of exchange today. They asked me to pay for gas fees, and it was like, all right, $70 to move whatever. Like it wasn't like it might have been worth it, maybe. But I had to think about it. It's like, okay, $70 to move tokens. I've got $70 of Tether stranded in an old wallet, and it's basically gone. In my mind, it's just gone because it'll cost almost that much to send the $70 worth of Tether to another wallet. So it's just $70 is now dust in Ethereum terms. That's crazy to me. But yeah, guys, that's the current state of Ethereum. On Bitcoin, the mempool is pretty well stacked. See that? We're getting close to, I mean, this is what happens when the price of Bitcoin goes up. Got almost 50,000 transactions backed up in the mempool. Let's take a look at these kiddos on the bus. We don't normally see this on the right-hand side, do we? Seeing all these transactions line up for Bitcoin. And remember that on TX Street, we can click on any number of these characters, and this is real-time blockchain data. So, all right, come here, kiddo. But again, it has been giving me problems since I installed Garuda. So yeah, got a bit of an issue going here. And plus I'm using a different browser for this. So at any rate, it looks like our current median fee to send a Bitcoin transaction is $1.65. Hey, that's cool. So yeah, the game is doing well. They got an NFT coming out. That's great. So yeah, let me know. Let me know. We'll shill it on the channel. I mean, if every little bit helps, I'm sure. But all right, so yep, guys, there are transactions coming in. Even yeah, this front. Oh no, what have I done? That's funny. DED12 was the name. The last little bit of that TXID. That's about right. Dead. So looks like $1.65, and median fee in terms of SAT per VByte 17.19. Whew. A lot going on there. We'll come back to this as well. Looks like this calculator still broken there. I thought it might not be broken over here on this browser, but it is. Ultrasound.money is the name of this tool, which we will come back to in just a minute. We'll take a look at some of our comments coming through, see if we can answer any questions that have come through, or just chat a little bit. Anybody who's come through. We have a bunch of people asking questions. Yeah, of pocket change and chump change. I think it's appropriate. You guys, seriously, if you did more build videos together, like if you can manage to go to live together, that was a lot of fun to watch. It was really great. You guys on camera, you're a great couple. You guys have great banter. It's fun. I'm probably gonna get in trouble when pocket change goes back through their comments section, but worth it. It was fun. It was fun. So yeah, I think we're pretty much caught up on the comments section there. Ace Killa asks, how long till the fees are down for Ethereum? My friend, we don't know. Yeah, nobody in their right mind knows. The idea that somehow moving to ETH 2.0 or merging the beacon chain is going to decrease fees, I disagree. I disagree. There's still going to be a demand for front running or flash bots, and there's still, like we mentioned on the short video about private RPCs like Ethermine. I think yeah, sorry. Yeah, Pocket Change asks, hey, that's for me to know and you to find out when you go back through the live comments, I guess. But the private RPC that ethermine.org just debuted, I think that's going to become a standard now moving forward, and I think that moving to proof of stake is not going to change that. I think the largest validators may decide either together or in small groups to say, hey, we will do private RPC through our validator, and so you can have transactions sent to us, and when it's our turn, because proof of stake in many proof of stake systems, it's got an algorithm, right, as to which validator goes next. So it's in a determined pattern in a deterministic fashion, right? So not like with proof of work where it's a little bit more fluid and there's a bit of luck involved, right? And there are more variables to track there. But I think that we're still going to see when we go to proof of stake, we're still going to see that this private RPC thing that it becomes maybe a desirable thing for some of these validators, either solo or in groups, to run, right, and to offer as a service, and just say, okay, we will validate your transactions, so you can make it like kind of private through us, and maybe you can pay us more, or maybe we got better infrastructure, or we run the best flash bots of anybody else out there, so they can maybe even push some transactions through to other validators depending on what's going on at the time. There's going to be a lot, I think, that's in flux, that's in kind of shifting as we move towards that merge. So I don't think it's as simple as just saying, like, well, fees will definitely go down, because I don't think that's true. I think private RPC will give an opportunity to those validators to offer front running as a service, right? Or at least private transactions, but offer front running as a service, and that will keep fees high because traders or platforms even, right? Maybe it's just like Uniswap that just says, or 1inch DEX that says, yeah, we want all our trades to go through fast, so we're going to connect to this RPC. Better still, we're gonna go stake this validator or these validators here, or we're gonna like rotate our stake to different validators and incentivize them to front run our transactions. See where I'm going? There's a financial incentive. There's totally a financial incentive. Is this the bloop meter? Did somebody catch me saying bloop? Because that's a thing. That's totally like my stock sound effect. I wonder if that'll come back to haunt me. Probably not. So anyway, this is ultrasound.money. I've actually got the IPFS link here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the IPFS link into our live chat so you guys can see this. It's kind of cool. But if you want to use this, if you got IPFS Helper either in Google Chromium, or if you allow for IPFS links in Brave, if you still feel like using Brave, I'm not using it, but other than for some stuff. But you can check out the IPFS version of this website. Kind of cool, right? Doesn't have to look crappy to be decentralized. But this is the current burn. They claim they're going to be burning this much ETH per year. There's a real-time counter, right, of how much has been burned right now. And now there's 5.10 ETH per minute, which, by the way, it's been another little, like, something that grinds my gears. Why are we burning 5.1 ETH every minute when there is a need for a legal defense fund for crypto in the United States? It's okay, I'll wait. I mean, we got the infrastructure bill going through, and Congress is trying to vote on how they'll view cryptocurrencies here in the United States. And these jokers are burning 5.1 ETH every minute? Like, I mean, I'm not a bean counter, not even that really that good at math, but with ETH over 3,000 right now, that's over 15 grand per minute that they're throwing away. Like, what if you set up a legal defense fund from the Ethereum core, right, the Ethereum Foundation set up a legal defense fund for cryptocurrencies and programmable money? You don't think that would help fund a few lobbyists on Capitol Hill to help like miners know that we're not breaking the law because we have lobbyists that are going to ensure that the laws don't change to make us criminals? Like, just saying, this is a different side of the game, guys, and it really bugs me. It's still like it's a huge trigger for me to see that they're burning this right in front of our faces to be like, oh yeah, we don't want miners, so we're going to burn this. It was going to go to you guys. We're going to burn it. Kind of bothersome. Chris is asking, is that a repeat question from Chris? Did you ask before? Or am I having deja vu here? Somebody asked about whether or not I have a video on mining Ethereum. Yes, I do. Yeah. So Stabilo703 says this is what I've been saying. Hey, I appreciate that. There's more person than just one thinking about it. I mean, right? It seems like a good idea. Seems like there are plenty of people who would want to use these funds for anything else. It can be a legal defense fund. It can be a developer fund. It can be for new projects. Yeah, whatever. Hey, sorry, I've got to manually show that comment. I have pretty strict filters there, but yep. So here's how much they've burned, and they're proud of it, right? It's like, oh, look what we've done. All right, let's go to the 24-hour view. How much you've burned in the last day? 13,500 ETH. All right, let's go check that out just for kicks, because you guys are so proud of what you've burned. So proud. Oh, we got to go to market cap view. And oh, Ethereum was there anyway. Go to Ethereum. So since we're so proud of how much Ethereum we've burned, let's just put, a rough estimate here. All right, we've burned over $47 million worth of Ethereum in the last 24 hours. Tonterías. Just dumb. Yeah. So anyway, I don't get it, guys. I can't be made to understand the logic. I just can't. You can try to explain it to me, but I'm warning you, I'm going to seem really, really dumb to you if you try to explain to me why this is necessary. I just don't get it. So they're showing the burn leaderboard as far as various different projects that are assisting with this in some way, shape, or form, right? Some of these are, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, Golden Wolf frames it wonderfully, says, wow, shameful gas burning. Yeah, I agree, right? This is the crypto equivalent of natural gas flaring, right? At drilling operations, right? Where it's like, oh, I wish there was some other way we could do it. Well, yeah, except in this case, there literally is. You designed the code to do the thing, right? You could have designed it any other way, right? And now we're discovering, right? Natural gas flaring operations, they really like mining Bitcoin there now. If they can get mobile mining units placed there, they really like using that energy if they can recapture it. So it's becoming less wasteful thanks to proof of work mining. But yeah, this kind of like fee burning nonsense, it's like, okay, you think whatever, all these people who are saying that NFTs are bad for the environment, like you don't think that this is bad for the environment? A bunch of miners throwing this away every 24 hours. We're securing a network that throws this away every 24 hours. Like, dude, okay, let's take their argument then. Okay, what if we took $47 million every day and planted trees with it? Huh? How would that affect the environment? If we planted $47 million worth of trees every 24 hours? Bro, there wouldn't even be any room left for humans if we did that for a year. Right? Like we would like tree the place up so good, the air would be so clear, the sky would be so blue, we'd all have like roots growing through us because there'd be no room left for the people on any of the available land. Like imagine how many gosh darn trees we could plant if we just, did $47 million worth of tree planting every 24 hours. Like any number of things we could do with this money. Any number of things that they could do and get a PR win for it too, right? Where it's like, wow, the Ethereum core developers are so conscientious. They must also, be wise stewards of the financial future of this coming generation. Yes, we will entrust them with the future of finance. Yes, because look at what they've done for Mother Earth. But no, they decided that they wanted to try to like stick it to the miners. I actually do hope that we get an Ethereum core developer to watch this stream, because seriously, if you happen to be a core developer and you catch this and you're convinced that all this burning is good, I just want to tell you personally to grow up. All right, rant over, guys. So the ultrasound money, I get a chuckle out of this. This is what they simulate after the merge. Ooh, it's gonna start becoming deflationary, which actually just means they're going to burn even more. They're going to decrease the emission of the coins that come out, but they're just going to continue to burn more, or so they think. But again, my prediction, Flashbots and the appetite for front running, because it's going to go to validators instead of miners and the fees will appear lower, will actually grow, right? The greed of people who operate in DeFi will actually grow when they think there are lower fees. And just like EIP 1559, it'll look a certain way for a very short period of time, and then it'll grow right back up to fit the level of incompetence that was there before. All right. What can you do? Alrighty. Let's take a look at some of our profitability on these cards. Start at the very top of the line for Team Green. We'll go through this really fast, guys. This is important too. It's important for us to kind of see real time how this works. 7-day averages, 14-cent power, over 1 Bitcoin in trading volume. Ethereum is the top of the list. It pains me to see NiceHash even suggested above it, but then Equilibria is back on leaderboard in number 2. Conceal, Firo, Ryo, they're all there. They're all there. You know, maybe in lieu of this right now, let's jump to the GPUs tab. I like that. I really do like that. John Germain mentions that Jay's 2 cents has put a radiator in an ice bath before. That's interesting. I think why? I like Jay. He seems interesting, but like why would you use ice to cool things down? Because Linus created a cooling chamber that actually used like coolant. I don't get it, man. I just don't get that. Oof. Alrighty, so we've got GPU profitability here in a stacked ranking. 3090 is top of the list. Radeon 7 is the runner-up. Not a shock there. Looking really good. Ethereum is at the top for all of these leaders on the board. But then getting into AMD, the 6900, which is listed here, and I didn't see it listed in the other view. Kind of cool to see that it is now listed. But it's Firo. MTP is at the top of the list, but that should be changed soon since they are moving to a variant of Prog Pow. We'll see how that works. Got the low hash rate model of the 3080 next in the stacked ranking. That's just great to see, right? That even the LHR model is above the 3070. So good job, NVIDIA. Speaking of stuff that seemed like futile and a waste of people's time and money, good job. Good job, NVIDIA. You're saving the environment too from the evil miners. You're the best. Keep on making LHR models, and we'll keep defeating them. So, yeah, so that I'm a little salty today, guys. Right? Seth's a little salty tonight. Sorry, this is very gosh, it'll be like the 1980s, 1990s sitcom, the sitcoms that kind of go to the one drug episode, right? The Dare episode. A very special episode of Biz. But we've got next in the stack ranking, the AMD 6800, the 6800 XT, and then the RTX 3060 Ti. I kind of want to get one of these for my workstation, guys, and not necessarily for mining, but just to upgrade the workstation because I like the efficiency cards. I use a 1060 on my main workstation right now because for transcoding, gets the job done. And I don't game, right? I don't. I've used the 1080 Ti before for gaming and workstation purposes, but for workstation purposes, there was no CUDA workload that was actually accelerated by having the 1080 Ti over the 1060. Is that crazy? Oof. So, people are saying mic check, sound is low. You know what I did? Testing. Check. Oh my gosh, am I speaking through this? Let's just double check here. Shouldn't be. I'm going to switch to my headset mic, which is not super great, and I wasn't using it before, I don't think. Now I'm going to switch to my podcasting mic, and we're good. Yeah, we're back? I think I see my, if anything, I peaked right there just a little bit. Got a pretty heady series of audio sidechain filters there as well, which is why I can say things like ho ho ho, and which is actually pretty loud in person, and then I can whisper like this or be a little more conversational, and it's kind of leveled off, right? Thanks for the heads up, guys. Appreciate that. I don't know what is in the air tonight, chump change, packet change, but apparently there are little microphone gnomes afoot because it hit you guys too, didn't it? That's weird. Anyway, so jumping out of this view back. Oh my gosh, Golden Wolf says I was using my headset before. That's crazy, guys, because OBS did not show that. OBS showed me that I had the other one. Yeah. So Chris L is saying I cannot find the mining video for ETH. You know what? We're gonna do it live, guys. We're gonna do this live. There we go. I'll keep that from being an advertisement for whatever YouTube thinks is important, because let's be honest, it's usually not that important.
Oh my gosh. What the heck is going on with my internet connection? There it is. Got Mine Your Biz. And that seems to work. So, yep. Hey, that's live, and that's from the last stream. And here is the channel. And that works. Under playlists, I think that if you're looking for some beginner material on this channel, you should be able to find the HiveOS Complete Training. This is a little bit older, guys, again, because it was the very first playlist, very first tutorial series that HiveOS ever endeavored to make with another group. But let's see. But I have updated it recently. There you go. Got the affiliate link the way you would expect. But then yeah, it's all there. And then I did add a Grin mining tutorial to it because it was HiveOS specific. But yeah, this is kind of an A to Z, really. So mining Ethereum will be as simple as following these steps and changing your wallet and your pool to an Ethereum wallet and an Ethereum pool. So just a heads up there, guys. I don't normally like to shill that, but I am proud of the work that I did on that, and it holds up still. Those are still the steps. So yeah, maybe I'll refresh that at some point. Not too worried about it today. But our mining profitability on GPUs, guys, bottom of the line is still, we'll just cut to the chase here. Still the R9 380. And no, Chris L, thank you for asking. I appreciate that. It's nice to be able to help folks who are genuinely looking for that material. And like I mentioned before, it's not just lip service. Like, I'm here to help you. Like, that's the reason, is to help answer as many questions as possible, help people solve their problems in this space. Like, what goes around comes around. So I want to help as many people as I can. Straight up. So R9 380 is at the bottom of the stack, doing about 51 cents per day. And that's on, wow, Metaverse. I didn't expect that. The 1050 Ti is above it, and then we got the Polaris cards above that, still drawing about just a little over $1 each, and not seeing Ethereum on either one of those. That's a bit of a surprise. That's not quite right. Yeah, not quite right. Oh no, there's both 4 gig cards. My mistake. All right, so 1060 doing a little over $1.40, and then 8 gig Polaris cards, kind of surging ahead some of the other Team Green cards. I didn't expect that, but there you go, kind of back in the money. I think because we had that increase in Ethereum per coin price, so we're going to see rewards go up just a bit. Awesome to see that, guys. Yeah, we're in the money. Good stuff. Take a look at our portfolios. GPU coins, we kind of started here before. Ryo Currency has it's gone on a little rip right here, a little tear. Ryo Currency is in the current #1 spot for our GPU mining portfolio. Flux is in the #2, which I didn't expect to see. It was leader of the pack for quite some time, but here it is, falling to #2. Total 24-hour change, we're up by 4% and then some. And total P&L, guys, this portfolio is in the money. Pays to GPU mine, apparently. Biggest loser in this portfolio, though, is still Mimble coin, which is not a shock to me. The fundamentals are not super strong. I think there's some allegations of a heavy pre-mine there, or heavy insta-mine for the team. And then Haven is in #2. Some updates from Haven. Haven 2.0 has not yet launched. So if you're looking for the ability to use their wallet and peg to XUSD, their stablecoin that is based on Monero, and then go back into their speculative governance coin, Haven, right, XHV, you don't have that capability today. They will bring that back, they say, soon, but they haven't yet, right? So since it dipped months ago, it has not quite returned to its former glory, and it's going to stay down here. Again, with that percentage, wow, I really made this too big. There we go. That ought to do. It actually fits. But it's still down by 50% since we created this portfolio. So not a good look for them. But as is, I do think it has strong fundamentals. So when they are finally able to get that functionality back, I think it'll perform quite well. So you didn't hear from me because this is not a buying signal channel. I'm not here to like give you, trading advice or whatever, or investing advice. But I am shocked that the price is staying low. However, when they start to show that the product is working again, I don't expect for that price to stay very low much longer. BitTube is definitely in a push to bring new users onto their platform. I just need to tell you guys, disclosure, years ago, 3 years ago, when BitTube was really running up, when they were really pushing hard to make their first iteration of their platform, I was an early adopter. I was the first person to break 1,000 subscribers on their first platform. And then they made some changes that for me kind of threw me for a loop, and I wanted to start building in other places. I'm currently building on Odyssey, right? My audience over there. And then here on, obviously on YouTube. But BitTube is trying to push to bring users back. I might go back and take a look, and I might review it here. Are you guys okay with that? Do you want to see that, or is that boring to you? Let me know. But they do have an actual platform and an actual product that is represented by this token. That said, the token itself is, it's seen better days for sure, and its market cap is very low right now, but it's still working. It's still a functioning blockchain project, and they still have a product behind it. Moving back up the list, guys, Polygon is doing what Polygon apparently does. It's staying really low to keep our fees low, I guess. But anyway, Grin is still there. Ravencoin midway down the pack. I'm very curious to see. Actually, let's pull up miningpoolstats.stream. Oh, wow. Thanks. Miningpoolstats.stream looks like... Dang, take your time. Just check to see what their current hash rate is like. See... Yep, difficulty kind of dipped. I think that people kind of dropped off. Yeah, you guys see, I'm actually using Dark Reader as the dark mode here now. That's not too hard to change. Oh, prepare your eyes. Sorry. I should have warned you. Oh, rip everybody's eyeballs. Yeah. Hey, Alex. Alex says, okay, saw you were live and stopped watching the country mix version of God's Plan to come and watch your stream. Hashtag, that's love. That was so bad. I'm terrible at that. You can tell I don't do that, and that I don't actually have a heart. But thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. So, all right. Yeah, guys, Ravencoin. It still exists. It's still a thing. Gosh. Again, this is the saltiest version of the show you're ever going to watch. Maybe. It could get worse, though. If you ask yourself that question, like, can it get worse? The answer is always yes. Don't ask. So, anyway, looking at our list here, it looks like daily trading volume on Ravencoin is over 119 Bitcoin. So that's healthy. That is a great sign of health there. I mean, in fact, if we put on our 5 Bitcoin filter now, it's going to be hard to catch up because of the price of Bitcoin. But let's go ahead and just do that to see what that shakes out. And it shakes out Flux. It shakes out a couple of other projects too, but not Equilibria. Equilibria is still over the 12 Bitcoin mark, over the 13 Bitcoin mark, if that can be believed. So these are projects that we can mine, and if we had to market dump, we could, so that we can get some of these coins. I mentioned today on BitBoy's channel when I was live, their host DZ asked me like, hey, you've got experience selling coins, right, as a miner? And my gosh. Yeah, I was like, okay, what's that supposed to mean? Mean I have like lettuce hands? We don't have like diamond hands? Bro, there's some mining bags that like get really, really heavy when you spec mine. But he's not wrong, right? We do occasionally shift, say like some of this coin into Bitcoin or into Ethereum or whatever else. And then if you want to use whatever the Celsius platforms and crypto.coms and whatever else to put your crypto there, then borrow against it, you would need to have projects that they support, things like Bitcoin and USDC, right? Coins that they will understand and that they'll be able to give you a loan against. You can't necessarily do that with some random coin they've never heard of that you mined a bag of back in 2019 and then held on to the private keys and were like, oh my gosh, it's actually worth something now. Like, you're going to have to trade it on exchange, right? And so in order to keep from moving the price of that coin, you got to make sure it's got enough trading volume, period. Otherwise, yeah, you cause problems. You wreck the network. All right, let's move back over to our portfolio, guys. GPU coins look awesome, though. Bag is secured there. Take a look over at our hard drive coins. 24-hour change, we're down. Total P&L is down. Made Safe coin is maybe up just a little bit last couple of days, it looks like, but it's, it's our only one that looks okay. Only coin that looks okay. Storage is up above that break even point, and then below that point, Filecoin, Siacoin, Signum, Chia, all down pretty bad. Chia, all things considered, is not doing so hot. Everything else is returning to profit, and it's kind of crabbing sideways. So there you go. Alex is saying, I keep missing the live stream of Around the Blockchain. Hashtag tats for tacos. Yep. MC is saying, I need more XRP. That's your takeaway from this stream, really? I mean, more power to you, man. That's conviction. So, hard drive coins. Bag is not secure, right? Yeah. Earth to hard drive portfolio. You are falling out of orbit. So, CPU coins, though, were up 2.3% in the last 24 hours, and the total portfolio is up really nicely. PNL is up over 100%. This is maybe the only one that is up quite that high, but it's, again, because Raptorium is out here ripping people's faces off, just like absolute, without regard for any, for life, human, animal, or otherwise. It's just out here breaking ankles, punching faces, gouging eyes, right? All kinds of illegal stuff. It's like checking people's oil and stuff, like, everyone's uncomfortable when Raptorium walks into the room, because look at what it does. It just walks in here like a boss, like Honey Badger, him or herself. But yeah, looking good. Up at 1 cent per coin on Raptorium. And if you had put $1,000 in the portfolio back May 26th, you'd currently have 9,300 bones. Yikes. That is so good. It's just awesome. It looks so great. So it's totally floating the portfolio because we have 3 that are in the red. Yentin is our biggest loser at 43% down. Veriscoin is still down pretty bad and looks almost like it's being manipulated again. Maybe another staking attack as before. So yeah, that's not good there in the last 24 hours, it looks like. Quantum resistant ledger is making a decent run up in the last 24, 48 hours, but kind of matching some of the moves of the rest of the market, it looks like. At least from just that little price formation there, it looks a little more correlated to everything else. So it looks less manipulated, maybe. And then Monero doing Monero things, right? Back above break even, but not going parabolic. It's just kind of crawling its way back up, right? Like, hi, I'm Monero. I'm just going to do this thing. It's kind of weird when I look over my monitor and I look like I'm looking off screen, right? It just dawned on me right now. But if I look over here, I can see OBS, but then my screen is really small. Sorry, not sorry. But Monero doing Monero things. Wow, Nero outperforming its mainnet, Monero. Mercy me. How did this happen? How did we let this happen? I don't know, but, it's on the portfolio for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Monero is not a project you should turn your back on. Epic Cash making news lately. The founder, Max Freeman, went on a Bitcoin maximalist podcast with people like Jason Williams, the guy who wrote Going Parabolic. And this guy's a multimillionaire. He sold a tech company years ago for $500 million. I think for something like $1 billion, and netted himself $500 million. This dude has ridiculous personal net worth. And this poor guy, poor founder of this project, goes on this show to talk about Epic Cash, which currently has a market cap of $6.5 million. Well, I mean, this is just one of the panelists. Another one is a guy named American Hodl. Another guy is JC or J Crown, who is a known person in the space who works on various projects. Really cool dude, actually secretly a Chia miner early on, but doesn't like talking about it around his Bitcoin maximalist friends. I've personally talked to this guy about his strategy for mining Chia because he was trying to convince me I was wrong. So it's just hilarious. But this panel of Bitcoin maximalists trying to tear this guy apart. And, he's on this live stream like the little train that could. Yeah, but no, I liked Epic Cash. No, I made it for this reason. This is why I'm doing it. Have staying poor, Bitcoin maximalists. A for effort, man. Guy, he's got heart. He's got serious heart. I will give him that. So much heart. But there it is in number 2, and it does not stop. It's still going. That's impressive for sure. Limitless combo. You wronged though, okay? You wronged though. That's funny. Yeah, here's the thing. I haven't gone back to make any more content about Chia because I was accused of doing clickbait, and it was probably right. I was the only person who was speaking against the craze, against the trend. And there were a lot of other creators who were happy to take your referral money for overpriced hard drives at the time. And, nothing against them. They were putting out content that was valuable and timely, right? At that time, it mattered. So I'm not taking, cheap shots at my peers here or at people who make content in the space. But let's be real. Part of what funds their efforts in making content is you clicking on their Amazon links, and they were making money off of selling overpriced hard drives. That just happened, right? That was part of the game. I was one of the only people who was saying yeah, this might not be a good idea. And hard drives are going to have to come back down in price. That seems like a kind of a silly hardware profile to create a supply chain crunch on. And also the net space is growing way faster than anybody is admitting, and it's staying hyperbolic, right? It's staying exponential for longer than people are willing to admit. So, hey, we just had a sub. I need to start putting on screen something or other. But yeah, it's yeah, I'm not going to apologize for making that content because, guys, here's the thing. Been around the block a couple times. We had Signum before it, right? In the previous portfolio. Signum also launched with a lot of the same promises. It had a little bit of developer controversy, but it launched with a lot of the same promises, had a really good proof of work mechanism, right? And that totally worked, right? The proof of capacity mechanism, which a great consensus mechanism. Why doesn't that work? And why didn't they just call it proof of capacity on over on Chia? Oh, because we had to come up with something that sounded new. Oh, why? Because it's an investor narrative. We needed investors to feel confident giving the core developers $60 million US, because that happened too, right? They took money so they could build the product. They don't really need everybody to jump in with all their hard drives in order to build the product. It should work without everybody mining. In fact, consensus at that scale is not totally necessary because the consensus attacks based on what they said were also this very different model. Where's the threat, right? It's oh no, AWS is going to attack Chia network. That's literally who they would have to be afraid of, right? Because only the operators at AWS at one of their data centers could say what kind of Bitcoin, what kind of crypto network can we go and wreck right now? What blockchain can we go and destroy right now with a bunch of servers that are just lying around? We got a bunch of hard drives. Yeah, we'll go wreck Chia. That's who are we protecting against and why? Again, bit of Gordon. Gordon says, "Lol, I almost spit my water out." I mean, you think about it, right? It's who they're like James Bond villain. They're like Blofeld, right? Stroking a white cat, right? Who do we imagine we're protecting against? Just weird. Anyway, so taking a look at our portfolios here, guys. Epic Cash is doing its thing. Raptorium is doing its thing, leading the pack here at CPU portfolio. The Deadwood American Welding Society, bro, that'd be great. More kids should weld. My son is in welding class in high school, and I am absolutely encouraging him. I'm hey, kid, go get a job welding right now. And it's going to seem like it sucks for a while, but get a job welding and then dollar cost average into some cryptos and then learn how to get into certain cryptocurrencies early, right? Early sales and stuff. But then don't quit your day job. And I'm hoping that works out for him. We'll see. Or get him to apprentice as an electrician. Just infrastructure, guys, real world infrastructure. If you can build things, you're never going to be out of work. Period. Even if we if the bottom fell out of everything that we know, right? If the worst happened, right? And we went back to trading shells and straight up barter, right? I've got some grain, you've got a pig. What are we going to do here? You'd still have to know how to build stuff and fix stuff, right? You need valuable real world skills. Anyway, so yeah. Again, bit of a rant. Here we are in our ASIC mining portfolio, guys. 24-hour change, we're 3.5% up. Total P&L, we're up a little bit, but not by much. It's 2.5%, or almost 2.5% up. Gallo had dinner with the fam and came back, and I'm still here. Yes, I am. Yeah. So thank you. You're the real MVP. I appreciate you saying that, man. I'm actually just so tired that I don't know when to quit. You know those days where you're like, you know what? I can't stop now. Because if I stop now, then that means I've stopped. So I'm not gonna stop. Can't stop, then no stopping. So Go Mining token is still on number one right here, but it's not strictly speaking actually an ASIC mining coin, ASIC mineable coin. It is an investment token in a way. So yeah. Bottom of the list here is Pirate Chain. It's still struggling to return back up to its normal price. Daniel Yu is asking, what do you use to borrow against your crypto? That's a deep question. It's a deep question, but let me just say this. For me, it's important to stay as decentralized as possible. So looking for, looking for decentralized protocols that allow for yield and for liquid staking on top is typically what I look for. I'm not a big fan of centralized platforms where you send them your coins and then you no longer have custody of your coins. So without answering it directly, sorry, I don't have like a pat answer for like a service that I prefer. I do not prefer, if I can avoid it, I do not prefer going to centralized services that require the custody of my coins. I'm not a big fan of giving up my coins to somebody else if I don't have to. I hope that helps answer the question a little bit. But there may be people in the comment section that have their own thoughts on the matter too. So let's give Daniel a response there, guys, if you can. Bitcoin is second to last. Devault, it's on the list, but it's looking kind of weird with some weird spikes there. That's not right. Decentralized, what you doing out there, buddy? Proteus, talk to me. What's going on there? So yeah, top of the list though is Bitcoin, then Grin. There is an ASIC for Grin, and apparently it's doing quite well, but they're not super, super inflated above their break-even price. So this portfolio is just barely okay. FPGA mining coins. Ooh, we're down bad. The last 24 hours, we're down almost 3%. Total P&L, though, we're still up. And it looks like still the only one past break-even is Cadena. Everything else is in the red by over 30%, and 0x Bitcoin is over 60%. Still doing its crazy, like oscillating trading pattern there. Not interesting anymore, but you know what to do there. Automated liquidity. What do you got for us? Talk to me. Looks like, ooh, look at that. In a first, we are seeing these top two. Well, first off, Shiba Inu, which was in our portfolio here. It shot up to the number 2 spot. And if you had bought in late May, you'd be up a significant amount, almost, 250%. So you would have, significantly increased your holdings. Hex, however, this is the interesting thing. Hex is down over the last 7 days, and looks like the last 6 days or so been in a downward channel. Might be doing some kind of a recovery at this point or a reversal at this point. Who knows? But it's not up as high as it was before. And in fact, Raptorium takes the lead right now as far as the highest performing coin in our portfolio. It's not Hex, not since May. It's definitely not Hex. It's Raptorium. So bottom of the list is still QuickSwap and Dragon's Quick. However, these are still coins that are in the hundreds of dollars, and they did shoot up just 5 days ago. So had a massive either liquidity pump because of outside investment or just some kind of a massive correction upwards. It otherwise looks organic though. So I'm not sure what caused it to go parabolic. So that's pretty interesting there. Benjamin Wilson saying Hex preparing to gobble Bitcoin. Yum, yum, nom, 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 nom. Well, there is an ebb and flow to these markets, guys. We did talk about it earlier on. That's my concern about seeing the euphoria in the markets right now. People going from extreme fear, like literal extreme fear just 7 days ago, all the way up to extreme greed. So we're seeing Bitcoin gobble up a little bit of the capital from other alts too, right? Not everything is going parabolic right now. Not everything is going straight up to the moon. And I think that Hex is just one of those coins where we see that more obviously, right? That there is a little bit of value that is leaving right now. But yeah, who knows? There may be an ebb and flow, a bit like the tide. The tide may roll back in, and we may see a reversal in that pattern. But I don't know. I'm not a technician or an analyst for this sort of thing. I just take a look at these things and then occasionally put chopsticks on my trading view chart. And when you guys aren't watching, I even pick my nose a little bit. It's true. It happens. And burp and fart and stuff. What can I say? What can I say? I'm a man. I need to be desired. So that's our automated liquidity side of the portfolio. That's pretty much what we got by way of that stuff. Let's take a look at those chopsticks now that I have invoked them. Come here, chopsticks. Where are you at? There you at. All right, let's move that out of the way. I'm using the free version here, so nothing fancy, nothing up this sleeve, nothing up this sleeve. When we placed our chopsticks last time, guys, first off, let me just zoom out for anybody that's not taking a look. So zoom out, scroll over, take a look at these ranges. Anything above this green range has been awesome. And for me, this has been the DCA range. This is like my, strategy. Respect my strategy. But this has been like basically what I've done. It's not really a strategy per se. It's kind of like, okay, well, when I'm not mining with certain rigs, what am I going to do with my fiat currency? How am I going to make that work for me if I can? And so this has been like the DCA range. If Bitcoin is in this range, I feel pretty good dollar cost averaging. Now, I did take some up through here. I did take some right through here. I didn't take a lot up through here, actually, though. But I did take some down through here, and I did take some through here, right? These were sort of DCA range. And I continued up through here as well, thinking, okay, well, we're still kind of a swell. Maybe we will see some corrections and stuff. But ultimately, I do expect that the end of this season will result in some kind of a massive event with a blow off top because people are insane, especially Americans, right? But people are insane, right? It's like, okay, is it good? Well, then more is good. Is more good? Well, then too much is great, right? And then we just like glut ourselves on a thing. So I think it's inevitable that this cycle is going to follow pretty closely how other cycles have gone. I really do. I really do. But, hashtag not advice, whatever. Hold on a second. I know I did it once. It's worth doing again. Yep, not advice. But the point is that people tend to, like, so we have the extreme fear and the extreme greed, right? People really flip-flop back and forth. It's either one or the other. People can't just keep their chill. So I think that when we do finally start to see stuff pick up, it's going to pick up. It's going to be in little parabolic runs like this, right? That's why we get weird things like head and shoulder formations like this that continue to pop up. So, yeah. So we saw head and shoulder over there, and then we found a correction, and yeah. But that's a pretty clear head and shoulders right there, I think, right there. And yeah, we're on our way back up. Martin asks, do you think crypto will drop so low that it won't be worth mining for residential miners? I know it depends on a lot of things. Just asking for your personal opinion. Thank you. Hey, I really appreciate you asking, man. And again, it's this is half the reason to do the show. I really love asking, seeing questions asked like this and being able to give my take on them. And we've got a bunch of people watching right now who can also give you their feedback, their input as well. And, I trust a lot of our audience. Like together, we're smarter than just one of us, right? So hopefully other people will give you their take too. But yes, eventually mining will again drop so low that it won't be worth it for residential miners. Unless you view it as a way to decrease the amount that you spend on your crypto. So even if it doesn't let's see. So yeah, even if it doesn't pay off a lot, right? If there's anything over your costs, then that's like a discount on the price of your cryptocurrencies, right? So if there's any profit at all, then hopefully you can continue. But in some cases, yeah, it does become, the profit gets so low that it's obvious that it would cost you less to just buy the coins. So that becomes a little more difficult. There have been people in the comments section recently who've talked about how they are moving some of their operation off grid. They've got like solar panels or they've got hydroelectric energy running at their home. They've got some other means of acquiring electricity very inexpensively. And if you can do that, then great. That's a way to make sure that no matter what, you're going to continue to be profitable mining. So that's one way to kind of prepare yourself for when values return to a lower price, because it's not if, they will. Like they almost definitely will. Daniel was mentioning also in the comments section that eventually Ethereum should go to proof of stake. And if that's the case, it'll make some GPUs less profitable, but it won't make them unprofitable. And we cover that in this segment when we go over some of the relative profitability of different GPUs. There are more coins than just Ethereum, right? We saw that Equilibria, for example, was quite profitable this last week. Same with Thero, Zano, Ravencoin, and others. So if Ethereum disappeared right now, if we just took it out of these lists, there would still be coins to mine on GPUs. For ASICs, not so much. Any ASIC that is Ethereum specific, when it goes to proof of stake, those ASICs are gone. Bye-bye. Just a giant, loud, hot paperweight. So yeah, that's a problem there. GPU mining, I'm a huge fan of because they're more flexible. You can mine more coins with them. So if Ethereum does something weird or you just don't like it right now, or you want to support a different project, like for example, I've got a mining rig in this other room because the weather's starting to change here. It's just cool enough that we like having the miner running inside the house. That one is not mining Ethereum. That one is mining Flux Network right now. It's not that I have anything against Ethereum. It's been mining Flux for a while. So Alex is asking, let's see, Raven, Ethereum Classic, or other options when ETH goes proof of stake. Yeah, we can take a look at some charts and stuff. Guess I'm going to say something that might sound controversial or unpopular. I'm not a huge fan of Ethereum Classic or Ravencoin. There, I said it. They're okay, but I don't see a lot of developers clamoring to go develop on top of Ravencoin or Ethereum Classic. Really, I don't think I've ever heard a developer just organically, like the words come out of their own mouth, say like, you know what? I've been evaluating different blockchain projects to port my Solidity code over to, or to make smart contracts, or to, to issue tokens. And I really think that, Ravencoin is the right choice for me. Not once have I heard it. Same with Ethereum Classic. Not once have I heard any developers say that. Miners, yeah, I've heard miners say it, but I think it's wishful thinking. I don't think that some of these projects are going to perform as well as we think they're going to perform, collectively as GPU miners. So throwing that out there too. So yeah, there are still other coins to mine. Some of them are, I think maybe have a better future than others, but I've admitted my bias there. I'm not going to say that Ravencoin, is not the one. Totally could be. Or Ethereum Classic. It totally could be. Just in my mind, I struggle to see how that would happen. So, yeah. Hope that helps answer that question too. But here we are back on the Bitcoin chart, guys. And we've already broken back out of this range, which means we get to pull this bad boy back. Oh, yeah. Code red, baby. Code red. Let's see. We've already got a little reversal going right now. David says, good points tonight. Hey, I appreciate you saying that, man. I appreciate you saying that. Share the link, folks. If you think it's helpful, maybe somebody else will too. And here we go. Alex says he's in Georgia down the road from BitBoy. I'll have to visit you sometime. I've got a friend in Georgia I've been meaning to go visit for a while. But there we go. Did we catch the cross, guys? Did we catch the crossing of the 50 and the 200 day? Not quite. But that's what we were trying to do with our chopsticks, and we almost did. So I think, did I actually make a good call? Did that just happen? Is that what just happened on this live stream? Did we discover that some of my TA is, no, it's really not good at all. Because it's better than 50-50 that I'm actually making any guesses at all as to what things are going to happen, right? So other than like zooming out and just saying like, hey, look at the past, right? Anybody can guess what the past has done. But I'm excited about this, guys. So yeah, I'm excited about this for sure. Seeing that we're performing in this range. How long can it last? Man, I don't know because this just popped up so quick. And it's clearly already starting to correct a little bit, but not by that much. We'll see. Like live right now, we're in the middle of a red candle. So let's grab our chopsticks. Let's see if we can identify anything else that is worth taking a look at on this chart. I think right now, oh, I've been promising you guys that I would get some fib lines going at some point, and I have not even begun to do that. I'm going to get a little more conservative here, guys, and I'm going to start to create a range with the chopsticks here, right across that formation leading up to this. I do not think that it's wise for us to look at this most recent parabolic move and think that it is somehow going to like tell our future with Bitcoin or for the broader market for that matter. I think that what goes up too fast will come down. And I think that's kind of like the theme for the show tonight, guys, both with the market sentiment, right? I think that I'm seeing an ascending triangle here instead, guys. I think that's what the chopsticks are telling me, right? I may as well roll bones, right? But I think the chopsticks are telling me right now that we're in a bit more, something more of an ascending triangle, maybe, as far as the bottoms of the candles lining up with the tops of those candles, right? The very tops of each of those formations. And if anything, we could even like kind of increase the angle of incidence there, right? And or decrease rather the angle of incidence there, and draw a much sharper ascending triangle. I think that only brings us that so much higher. And without talking about a time range, just talking about like a target, who knows as far as like the energy of that. If this actually does follow a trajectory, right? I'm not pretending like it should. Oh, hey, Limitless Combo says, did you mention crypto price action versus S&P traditional markets? Seemed to do pretty well. S&P broke its resistance line since March. Cool. No, I totally didn't. I totally didn't do that. That's cool. I think somebody mentioned something about Alex says increase the angle. It's never a bad time for a that's what she said joke. I'm just saying, never a bad time for to get to fit one in, because that's what she said. All right. All righty. Yeah, guys, the chopsticks are not going to give us all that much wisdom. Chopsticks are like the mirror of Erised. They do not give us wisdom or truth. They tell us what's already there. And yes, that was a Harry Potter quote. You can crucify me in the comments later. But that's where we're going to leave that for right now. We'll just see how this plays out over the next several days. I think the next time we're going live will be late this week. Or it might not be until Monday, guys. I want to try to, I've been talking about going live on Saturdays, but it's really difficult for me to do. I got Grand Theft Auto 5 playing on my Linux box, like flawlessly. It's great. It runs great. In fact, it's probably less resource hungry than it was on Windows. So I could do Crypto Story Hour this Saturday, like I've been talking about doing for a while. Do you guys want that? Do you want Crypto Story Hour? Or if we do that, should it be something more like Gary's Mod and I get a bunch of the other mining channels and we, yeah. And that's a good idea for a t-shirt, actually. Yeah, that's great. Should I get some other mining channels and we just like, and we do some games on Saturdays, right? Where we just like talk crypto, talk mining, whatever else, but we play some CSGO or something. CSGO or Team Fortress 2, something just like for kicks, like silly. What do you guys think? Because I can do this, right? I can riff, right? Obviously, I've got no problem talking. Getting me to start talking is not the hard part, right? So, yeah. But I'd love to know what you guys want to see on Saturday, because my inclination is to play GTA, right? Like, is to play GTA and just like do stupid stuff and talk about markets, because it's a brainless game. I can do that as long as the music isn't playing in the background, because that'll so ding your channel with copyright strikes. That game and music is just not good. But I could do that. We could talk about Crypto Story Hour, or we can get the gang together and talk about all kinds of stuff from the week, right? News roundup with all the different creators. Like, hey, what did you talk about on your channel? Did you make a video? Hey, shill everybody's videos and stuff. Wouldn't that be fun? I think that'd be a lot more fun, right? Because Chump Change and Pocket Change did their build video today. Serpent X Tech did his September roundup of profitability, which he does at the beginning of each month, right? For the previous month. Bunch of different channels did all kinds of cool videos this week, so that might be kind of fun. Might not be able to round them up for this Saturday, but maybe we get that going soon. At any rate, guys, let's take a look at those chopsticks just one more time. And Alex says, get BitBoy to play GTA in the Lambo. Bro, I can drift. That's the thing. I actually kind of can. So, cars are too much fun. Right? They probably shouldn't be legal, but but of course it should be legal. Everything should be legal, right? Defend gay couples defending their pot farms with fully automatic weapons, right? It should all be legal. Anyway, guys, let me take a look at this one more time. Those are our chopsticks. We'll see how those play out over the next couple of days. I promise I won't move those, and I've already got that saved. This is public now, so if you take a look at that in the description of this video, you're always going to be able to see what this chart looks like. No secrets here, right? It's just is exactly what you see here. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, being subscribed, sharing the link, and just being awesome, guys. Really, you're the reason I make this media. I love your face. It's always so much fun. Remember to stay private and mind your biz. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Be sure to check out mineyourbiz, where you can sign up for our email newsletter, where we're still ramping up content, but you will occasionally receive specials for flash sales and all kinds of other deals that we have going on the site. You can also check out our services page, where we offer consulting to projects that need it. You can pick up the Freedom Phone, which respects your privacy. You can pay for it in crypto and have it shipped to you anonymously, as well as getting merchandise that also is paid for with crypto. That's right, we practice what we preach, including, well, a Flux swag page. That's right. It's a dedicated page just for the team over at Flux Network, because we love them that much. Thanks for watching to the end. Thanks for being subscribed. You know I love your face. Be sure to stay private and mind your biz.